Hey guys, it's 012boku coming at you again with another movie review. And today I'm going to be reviewing the film, one of the ones I said I was a little behind on, and that is this movie, Jumanji. Sorry. And there, Jumanji. Sorry, I don't know the themes too well for Jumanji, except if you want to do the, you know, bum 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 bum. You know the drum beat. Sorry, little weirdness there, but alrighty. But I'm coming with you today with this movie review because I forgot about good old dear Jumanji here, and I skipped it on my way through certain monster films and things like that, and didn't mean to, but it was just accidental. But we shall get started as I do this little backtracking before I continue to move forward. And with Jumanji, it starred, of course, the now sadly late Robin Williams, who, you know, will be dearly missed. And, this was a good film for him to be in because he was his funny self, but he wasn't like all over the place. This is like one of the few films where you get to see Robin Williams act, and he plays little Alan Parrish as a kid. And basically, when he finds this game, Jumanji is an enchanted game, and this game basically sucks him into the world of the game. Because when he rolls the dice, he hits like a thing where it's like you must have a 5 or an 8 before you can escape the jungle, and that your friend playing the game would have to hit. And he got trapped inside the Jumanji game, and he was there for 40 years until two characters, Peter and Judy, start playing. And Peter rolls the 5, or it was the 8, I forget. But he releases Alan back into the real world, and it's been 22 years, and Alan's a full-grown man, and he's being represented by Robin Williams, and he still acts like a kid in this game and like a responsible adult sort of at the same time. And it's really cool to see Robin Williams in this role, and he's just very scared of what comes out of the game, Jumanji, and what he sees of the plants and the wildlife and stuff. He like exactly knows what to expect, because probably in the world of the game, it's exactly like what they see. And it probably is just that because they made the animated series Jumanji, which, yeah, I wasn't that into. It was good, but yeah, not as good as I thought. Because I'm like, if they won the game and escaped it, why would they try to retcon it with this cartoon? But oh well, the 90s, a huge selling point to try to make money off of everything. That's what the 90s were about, and some point to some extent even to this day. More so with movies though, instead of TV shows. And then let's see, we have Kirsten Dunst, who I mentioned played one of the kids in her very young age of acting still. She played Judy. She's the somewhat spunky, little intelligent daughter who comes from a family where her parents have died, and she's now being in the care of their Aunt Nora, who is trying to turn the old parish home into a inn, or like a bed and breakfast sort of thing, which, cool idea and stuff like that. But she's, with her Aunt Nora, which she loves and respects, but, she misses her parents, and, Judy does her own thing and just, you know, is living the life, and, she starts playing the game. Well, actually, no, wait, sorry, let me rephrase that. She helps find the game, and they find it in the attic of the old parish home, because I guess it was left there, and they start playing the game that Alan and Sarah, who was his friend who played the game with him at the beginning of the movie, Alan's friend Sarah Whittle, they play the game at the beginning of the movie, and then Judy and her brother Peter play where they leave off, and she gets to experience all this adventure, and seeing Kirsten Dunst as a kid be more adult for her age is really good. And personally, this is better acting for her than, I will say it like this, like what we see in the Spider-Man trilogy, because I think Kirsten Dunst is a, good chance of being a good character and a good actor, but I don't think she was well represented that good in these Spider-Man movies. The first two movies, she was good, but then by the third one, it's like, really? Are they still trying to have her hash as one? But, I'm getting off topic, but Kirsten Dunst, I think, has really good acting in this movie, and it's really just cool to see. And then let's see, there's also David Alan Grier, who plays, I think, can't remember, but I think his name is Bob. He started off in the beginning of the movie in Allenstown working at the Parrish Shoe Company, where he was developing a new kind of sports shoe that would revolutionize and probably give the town some notice and respect and keep it from going under. And what happened is Alan, at one point when Bob was showing him the shoe, he puts the shoe on a conveyor belt for making them. The shoe gets ripped up, and Alan basically, got talked to by his father, and he leaves, but they didn't know about the shoe. And when his father, Sam, looks at the shoe, Bob gets blamed for the incident for ruining a day's work, and Bob sadly ends up getting fired. And it's not a cool thing to see, but unfortunately it's what happened. But Bob then basically becomes, later on, when Alan comes out of the game, he becomes a cop who is having no manner of luck at all. Like, he realizes that there's this weird man, he's trying to find out who it is, and Alan at some point tells him that it's him from years ago, and Bob's just trying to figure out what's going on, and like, he just has no manner of luck, like, he gets attacked by almost anything that happens, like, monkeys steal his car gets shot up by the character of Van Pelt, he kicks in the door of the Alan Parrish house, and there's a monsoon inside, and he gets swept down the road, and it's just, he just goes through a whole bunch of bad luck in the movie. But it's really cool seeing David Alan Grier play this type of character, and it's funny to see, and just really, really cool, and just, it was an interesting thing. And then let's see, we have Bonnie Hunt, who plays the older Sarah Whittle, and as a kid, when Sarah and Alan first played this game, Sarah really got scared by Jumanji. When she saw Alan disappear into the game, and then bats come out of the chimney, because that's what she rolled on her first turn finally, she got scared off by that, disappeared, and thought what she saw never happened, and she went into psychic therapy and everything, and just tried to convince herself that it wasn't real. So when Alan comes back into the game, or back from the game, and they meet 22 years later, she's like in denial, no, it's not you, it can't be him, and, she's just all in denial about it, and Bonnie Hunt just plays that so well. It's like, you can really believe that this is a person who does not want to believe that any of this at all existed. And, she later comes around and trusts Alan, and they, obviously, Sarah and Alan fall in love, because they did have a relationship thing at the beginning of the movie, and they liked each other and were really good friends, and it's clear they get married by the end. But Bonnie Hunt just played the role pretty well. I enjoyed her. And then there's let's see, oh yeah, Jonathan Hyde, who I've always liked and appreciated as an actor, and Jonathan Hyde plays a double role in this movie. He starts out playing Alan's father, Sam Parrish, who's a, tough person, and, runs a shoe company and is basically the big name in the town. And Sam Parrish is basically just a, like, sort of a tough individual, and, he just really wants to, teach his son that you gotta stand up to things in life, and, you can't run away from it. You have to be a man, and, Alan just didn't understand that, and he believed that his father never really loved him, and it never clicked with Alan that that's what they had. And Sam and Alan Parrish have a very estranged relationship throughout the film. And when we learn 22 years later, when Alan comes out of the game, he tries to at first go looking for his family, because he knows he's been gone for a long time. He discovers, though, from certain townspeople that his
family had died, and that his father Sam was trying to tear the whole town up and down to find Alan after Alan disappeared into the game, believing that he had run away from home or done certain things, and Sam Parrish just quit caring about work, his life, and ultimately we can believe his mom and his dad died of a broken heart. It's just very sad to see, but Jonathan Hyde plays that character so well, and it's very, very great to see, and mostly very enjoyable. And he then plays his second role, who is a Hunter Van Pelt, who basically has hunted Alan in the game for a very long time. And when Alan takes his role, when he starts playing the game again, he summons Van Pelt, and he knows all about him. And Van Pelt is this hunter just trying to kill him, to have him stand up and be a man, and to hunt him. Appreciate the idea of sport. And in many ways, Van Pelt represents his dad, because he's trying to say, stand up and face me, be a man, don't hide like a coward, face up to the responsibility of your life. So it's like all the negativity that he saw within his dad placed into Van Pelt. I thought that was a very good character transition, and I'm glad they had Jonathan Hyde play that role, because they could have had another actor represent that and still have it. But the fact that Jonathan Hyde also did that, I thought was very cool, because in many ways I thought as a kid that that was his dad, but then as I realized when I got older, oh, it was like his dad. It was supposed to be a representation, but not the actual father figure itself. But still cool, because Van Pelt is a very awesome character, old 1920s, 19th century hunter, and it's just very cool to see, especially when he goes to buy a new age gun at a gun store and takes out gold, and they shut the store down, and it's just, very, very cool. And then finally we have BB or Bebe, whichever one it is, BB Bebe Newirth, who plays Aunt Nora, who brings Judy and Peter to the old Alan Parrish house, which makes them find the game. And she's taking care of them since their parents died in that accident, I believe, in I don't know, they were going to some ski resort. I think it was either in the Alps or in Canada or somewhere, but they were going to that resort, and that's when they died. And Aunt Nora takes over custody of caring for them, and she brings them to the parish house because she wants to turn that house into a bed and breakfast. And Nora's very organized. She's very set up. She wants to have everything be perfect and just right. And when things start happening in the town, she's worried about Judy and Peter, but she's also experiencing stuff with the animals and going crazy from it. And you know she's a little scatterbrained because of it. So pretty good role for Bebe BB Newirth, and I enjoyed seeing her in this movie, which I had no idea she was in this movie till like I think a few months ago. Because I was always good with actors, but I never paid fully attention as a kid, so it was very interesting to see. And overall, Jumanji is a great movie, a board game that has magical properties that, can bring the actual jungle to you and possibly kill you. This is always intriguing, it's adventurous, it's funny, it's a very good family movie, great score by James Horner. James Horner, who did the music, did a very good score for this movie. The effects are pretty good for, I think it's, let's see, yeah, 1995. The visual effects, the CGI, is pretty good for 1995, and the way they did this, was very cool. They built the house, the inside of the house as a set, which I thought was cool, so they could have all the different jungles and interiors. They actually shot on location too in New Hampshire, which I thought was also very nice. And it's a very good film, and once again, it just teaches you how when there's something magic, you may not want to pick it up, but if it's a board game, you may want to try it. It's just like, hey. I mean, at some point, I hope to own and get the movie Zathura, so we can compare Zathura to Jumanji, because I believe both of those were books by the same author that got turned into board games that also became major motion pictures, and both are pretty good. So, I mean, it's just, seeing this magic, animal monstrous world was always very cool, and it was great to see. And once again, a very beautifully done role by
Robin Williams here, as you see on the cover, and he
Sadly will be missed. I will miss him. And any other movies that I'll have with Robin Williams, and it's just like, it'll be, man, oh man, you can't believe he's gone, and you can't. And I think Jumanji is one of the perfect things to show how talented Robin Williams it was, just not as a comedian, but as a regular actor who could still be funny, but yet be dramatic and have, very, very good acting skills, which Robin Williams did. So we will always remember him for that, and Jumanji. This is a cinematic classic, no matter what anyone says, for the years to come. Well, alright guys, that ends this review of Jumanji, so I will leave you to it, and this is 012boku's, signing off, and see you with the next movie review.